Well, the child is not really responsible, it's just doing what he likes to do.
That's all.
Other people are taking care of him.
Well, of course. Of course. Then you are 60, coming back to your 10th or 20th workshop and show me how the child is, and then your life is... You want that?
No.
It's possible. I can give you a lot of anchors for the next 10, 20 years to being a very nice 4-year-old boy.
I don't need it.
You have it already. You have it already.
I would like the other way. I thought, it's a funny thing, I thought all my life, well, when I'm 30 I will be a man. No, it's one day before.
And he was walking to the therapist and said, well, you have just one day to make me a man. You can imagine what that means to the therapist. Oh. You think I'm God or something?
No, maybe.
Then maybe his son. It was a dirty joke. I was telling my patient, I said, well, you think I'm a god? And he said, yes. And I said, no, he's in Vietnam and I have his place for a couple of weeks, so? You don't get the message.
No.
Okay, just one. But I can do it.
No.
Sure.
No, don't do it.
You don't want it?
No.
You don't want to be a man with 30?
Yes. No, maybe it's 32 is okay.
No. You want to play around another 3 years? Or you want to be a man?
I want to be a man and play around.
So what's to be a man? Tell me how you think a man is. Awful. Okay. That's okay. What's your ideas about men? About really men? You know?
Driving good cars.
Yeah.
No, not this one.
Yeah?
I mean, this is a joke.
No. Sure. That's not what you mean.
No.
Okay, so
No.
that is clear to me. Next.
I have the responsibility for family.
Okay, how much family you have?
Oh, it's a difficult story because I used to have 2 children some years ago, but the mother didn't allow me to see them anymore.
Tell me the right story and not the funny story.
But this is the right story.
Okay, give me the right information. You have two children?
One is from me, one is from another guy.
Okay.
I were living with them
Okay.
for a couple of times.
Yes.
Then we separated.
Yes.
I couldn't see them anymore. The mother said I am an idiot or whatever. I'm not male enough. All this bullshit. It occurred in the practice. And 3 months ago I saw them the first time again after 5 years. And then in that time I think, how can I manage to take care of the kids, not of their mother?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit difficult.
I can understand it. How is he look like? Is he you or?
He,
Yeah.
the guy,
So?
my son, how he looks like me exactly.
Okay.
Like,
Sure. Yeah, that's very interesting. You are living with whom together?
I were living
Yeah.
with all of them.
Okay. You like it?
I like the kids, but not the mother.
Okay. Why?
Why I like the kids? They were nice.
Okay. And the mother? She don't like that. In which way she was bad?
Oh my God.
No, not in that way. I mean, that's a different way.
She made me responsible for her life, that she's missing and every man is cheating her, and like I did the same. I have to go up in the morning at 5:30, take care of food and stuff. I have to go to work, come back in the night. I have to take care of the kids because she had a headache or was tired. I have to take care of the holidays with them, and
And then you want to play.
20.
But after the whole story you want to play and you...
Yes, I want to have easy life with them.
There's a lot of things, I think, in the past.
Yes. 30 years is a long time.
I know men from not always 30. Take care of that. I know a man from 32, and he has not the experience you have, and he calls himself a man. Okay, so you can imagine what it means to be a man. You don't know how to handle a woman. That he don't know how to handle children, how to go with. He don't know how to handle his family. But he is 32 and everybody said to him, well, you are a man. In my opinion, you are more man than he is. You can understand. He is driving a Porsche, having fun, playing like a child, having no family, having no affairs with woman or man. For me it's the same. And then he said, I am a man. And when I put one needle in the man, it's like a balloon. For me, you are more man than you think you are. But think about that. It's a better story about the man. Yes. And the other side you have the camel man, you know, from the cigarettes. And people think that he likes and acts like a man. But he's no man. Forget it. I mean, but they think. And they think on TV, they give us a model of a woman. She's always 22, nicest things. I never saw such a woman, but that is the standard we have created, we were creating for a woman, you know. If she is inside nice, or having a little bit difficulties outside, no, they pick just one model, 22 years. And most of the time, if it's possible, naked, but not in America. It's not allowed, okay? So, the difference between man and woman and woman and woman and man, I mean, I don't give a damn about how your life was so far. I have to do one day future pace so that your life is not so complicated in the future. Yes, there was one time in my life I fell in love with a man, and all the people said, ugly. I don't know, but I had the feeling he was good and he was nice. Doing nothing wrong, nothing stupid things, but we were walking like friends, you know. And since then, I don't give a damn about the people saying something about myself and how I want to live. Okay? And sometimes it's painful. They hurt you many, many times. Sometimes you have so much pain that you don't want to walk with it. You don't can climb to the mountains. You find your own way of walking, using the pain as something else than what they think. What's the name of your son?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. You know Jonathan? My Jonathan?
No.
In my institute there's one Jonathan Seagull. I can give you the story if you like.
I know it.
You know the story of Jonathan? Okay. Fighting, being different from the group, say to themselves, well, this is not a life for a seagull, but going on with experimental dives, falling down in the water, completely damaged, and he was lying there, and there was one voice coming and said, you can make it, you can do it. You know the story?
Mm-hmm.
for me, the story is very useful, was very useful in my life. My master, he was a Zen Buddhist, was lying on one day, he was in Holland visiting us, and he was ill and not able to repair themselves in that moment. And I was waking the whole night. And when you look at your master and look at sickness and his sick body, then sometimes you can pray or you do something, but you don't did before. And I was tried to be in contact, and it was a deep sleep, and there was not a deep sleep. And one time, it was 6 o'clock in the morning, he was waking up. Opens his eyes and said, "Well, Hank, what are you doing here?" I say, "Well, I take care of you, and if you need something, I'm here." He said, "Well, go down and walk to the library. Pick up one book, and that book is for the next 10 years of your life, or more, your guide." And I said, "Well, if you want it," he said, "go downstairs, come back, show me the book." And that's okay. I went downstairs to the library, and the whole center, the holistic center in the middle of Holland. And I was walking to the library, and I was just picking one book. You can imagine which book it was. Jonathan Livingstone Seeger. You know? The transformation from one to the other, to the other, to the other one. And now in my institute I have one wing on the paper. And every paper goes out as one part of the philosophy, how people can change from one to the other state. I think it's time to go in trance, to having fun with your unconscious mind. Notice that you are knowing so much about yourself, about things you want and things you need. Can you give me one thing you need most? Okay. And the second one?
Sharing.
Okay. Sharing with whom or what?
Meeting friends.
Trust and meeting family. What else?
Quiet silence.
Silence. Silence is something we need sometimes to be able to be silent, to use nature or other things too. That's right. Take a trip. That's right. That's right. That's right. Take your time. Feel, share. You know, Peter is here, and all the other chiefs, and they trust you. Not only in one way, they trust you to work with them. If you go deeper and deeper in a trance now, you can do it with every answer. So any of you go deeper, trust your unconscious so that you go inside to a different world of enjoyment and a different world of relaxation. And so you can imagine what it means to have 14 people in your surrounding, or 15, they trust you, they let them work with you, and you have worked with them. that the process of trust people is always possible to trust yourself in one or the other way. And the little Stefan is knowing that he is able to play now for at least 5 minutes more before he falls into sleep, having a very deep trance, knowing that everything in the trance is possible. Every step you can set, every stone you can have in your hand to build your own home of safety, trust yourself and your family. Sometimes we have to need to make a new basement. And then when the basement is there, we can construct it. A new house of trust, a new house of understanding. Having a child or two responsible for, like his father, walking as a child. And then, when you have a child so young and feels young like we do, sometimes someone, that's right, has to be the leader of the child. It's nothing to do with and how long or when. It has to do with walking as a child, knowing that someone has to take care of one or the other. And when you're 29, almost 30, and he's real little, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, doesn't know. But he is in the same age, so you are before, like a 4-year-old boy sitting in a chair by a clinic or a hospital. And then something was happening over there. You go deeper and deeper. Don't by counting, not by counting, but just by doing the relaxations so far, knowing that your feet are on the floor, that your hands are on your legs, knowing that you can trust your left hand, and you can trust your right hand, you can trust your left feet, and you can trust your right feet. It's not only by walking that you can trust the way of thinking or the way of behaving. It's the way of trusting your left feet to your right hand or your right hand to your left feet. And when you walk through nature, you don't have to think about the silly feeling of what we call pain. Sometimes we walk a lot, many years, with a sum of pain we don't recognize or understand why the pain is there. Or the 4-year-old boy don't recognize who his father is and what is he going to do about his responsibility to walk him, to teach him how to walk in a different way, trusting his left and trusting his right leg. And when he holds your hand, maybe he can trust your right or your left hand. And when you feel just that little hand in your hand, you can trust your right leg and hand. You can trust him to teach you how to walk and how to trust your left feet and your right hand. So when you trust and give the trust to that little boy, then there's another little boy coming from one side or the other side. This is your younger you will notice that he has also the possibility to walk and to trust his left feet and his right feet. And that's one of the things you can do, walking on one side with your own son and walking with your younger self on the other side. To let him know and which one and which switch he can make to walk with you and trust you, one or the other. To trust this 4-year-old boy or your son over there, knowing that he is asking you questions about so many things in life, so that you are able to walk and to trust your left and your right leg over there, and the little boy over here, knowing that everything has its place, from your 4-year-old boy to your own son, liking you as you like as your 4-year-old boy. Notice that there is some pain when you go to the doctor or to the dentist. It's a part of life, knowing to trust your own son and trust your unconscious minds and yourself over here. Notice that something was going on over there. When you now look backwards with the eyes from now, you understand how to trust your left leg and how to trust your right leg, and to trust and feel the hand of the trust from your own son and from the trust of your 4-year-old boy. You can imagine what it is to have trust in both of your legs and both of your hands, to help this 4-year-old boy to recognize the pattern of pain, and when he don't have the pain now, he has the pain later, and what's much, much worse than the couple of days he know the pain from that time. So maybe you can tell him that you are able to teach him in that way with your years from now, 29 years, almost 30 years old, having the trust of your own son on your right side and your younger son over here. Notice that you can both trust your both legs, and that he can trust the doctor, and that he can trust the counting he has had in the past, so that he is able to talk, to speak now, 20 years later, to understand that it was necessary to give him that surgery so that he was able to stay healthy for the rest of his life. And if your younger self and your younger son, your own son, that is something he has to understand. So you're going to teach him, you're going to tell him that story about having pain for a short time, so that he's able to live in a longer time with trusting your left leg and your right leg, and trusting your one hand over there with your son, and trust and feel the hand from your son over there, teaching what it is to have responsibility of nature and stones and everything. So then you realize in your unconscious mind that part, when you look back to that part, your 4-year-old boy, that it was just one part of pain, and now you recognize that it was necessary. So tell him that it is necessary not longer to have the bad memory about the surgery over there in that time. But take your time for that, to telling him that, so that he is understanding what was going on. That's right. That's right. That's right. Nice to know that you are 4 years old and now you understand. If you tell him, teach him. That's right. That's right. That's right. So that he is able to grow up with a different frame for pain. You don't have to feel the pain all the time. And then what is his response? tell me what he is telling me. That's right. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, very good. That's right. Yeah, it's okay. That's perfect. Yeah, it's okay. You can talk to me. Very good. What's special? Yeah.
I took him in my arms
Very good.
and told him, oh, that sometimes you have to do some things which are not so beautiful.
That's right.
But it's for making it much more beautiful than God.
Absolutely. That's right. That's very good. And then he smiles. That's very good. I like to smile.
Give me a hug.
He gives you a hug. I like that too. To be hugged by such a nice son. That's perfect. That's your younger self.
Now he's walking.
Now he's walking.
He's carrying the sunflower.
He's carrying the sunflower. Okay.
Big,
Big one. Of course.
very big.
Sure. That's right. Just let him walk and walk with him. And so that you can imagine that he likes you and he listen to you when you teach him, to hug him, hold him, and he is smiling, he is understanding that he is able to have in some way or the other some pain, but it is necessary, he understands that now, to live the life further for the next years without pain, so that he stay healthy, so you can stay healthy. And trust your. How is he walking? Is he trusting his left leg and his right leg and his arm?
Jump.
Sure, he's jumping. He's just walking. Have fun, jumping. That's right, sure. The most beautiful thing in this life is that you are able to jump on the right time. Notice that you can trust your left leg and your right leg, and that you can trust him, and that he trusts you on a special way. Can you imagine what it is to be 4 or 5 years old? To trust people. To trust your left and right leg, your hands and the hands from your father. It's beautiful. It's like a whole nature of, an whole field of roses. And when you have one rose, you know that from the last day, you can be happy with one, but he is happy with the whole field of roses. But you have to teach him how he has to handle the roses, otherwise he hurts his fingers. Sometimes it's necessary to hurt one or two fingers or one leg. You know now that when there comes a time that one of the legs is hurt or needs an operation, that it's the same way to teach him. And now he's teaching you as a little boy, sitting on your knees and said, Daddy, it was necessary to have the operation, to having the trust and all the things again in your left and in your right leg. Now you understand why he is teaching you. It's a circle. You are teaching him, now he is teaching you. Having your operation, 19 years old, and he is on your knees and tell you, well, it's a silly thing, Daddy. You are teaching me that it was necessary, one operation, so that I can be healthy, stay healthy for the rest of my life. Now it's your turn to trust me, so that you can trust your left leg and your right leg, and trust that the operation was just perfect. So that after the operation you can trust me and I can trust you, so that you can trust your left leg when you walk. And just in the back there, you know, you told me a story about having just 5% of the pain, but so far that I can need it as a signal, and now you have to trust me so that I can tell you that your left leg and your right leg are able to walk by themselves. And then give me a little bit more time to walk with you, or to jump with me, or you. You are a very good teacher, but now I have to teach you, and it's no problem. I can do that so that you understand, as my son and as your younger self, sitting on one or the other knee, so that you are able to understand, that you are able to walk again after you can have the operation. I was able to talk again. You are teaching me how it was necessary to have the operation,